So, boys and girls, let's go for a ride. Riding the Svartpilen, the most fun motorcycle I have ever owned. Maybe since that Suzuki TS 185 when I was 17 years old in Ogden, Utah. That's what this reminds me of, except it's got more than twice the horsepower. This bike, it's so happy at 6,000 RPM. And it used to be very, very choppy down here around 3,000-4,000 RPM, but that's what the Fuel X Lite just solves that problem. It makes sure that there's ridiculously lean settings from the factory for the emission standards. It just overrides those and it gives the bike the amount of fuel that it should have at those low RPMs, and just makes this a much smoother, happier bike at low RPMs. But my God, this bike loves to rev, which I'll show you in a minute when I get her warmed up. 515 miles on the clock. This is the worst instrument display I've ever seen in my life. It is terrible. It is almost impossible to read. It was so hard to program. Just to get the clock to work, to get the thing over from kilometers per hour to miles per hour, it was a joke. I mean, they couldn't even do it at the dealership. I had to read the manual and try again. I think it took like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 attempts to get it to work. It's you have to hold these buttons down. They're very hard to hold down, and then you have to click 2 of them at the exact same time. It's ridiculous. You can't even do it sitting on the bike. You got to get off the bike and, you know, squat down like you're a sumo wrestler or something from the front of the bike to get to it. Really crazy. And as usual, way too much construction around here. Oh my God. They're building every square inch of this place up. But let's enjoy the present instead of fretting about the future. What this guy in front of me is doing is a mystery. That's why I'm on a motorcycle. Bye-bye. So this bike, engine is beautiful, suspension is awesome, handling is terrific, the tires are great, the brakes are great, everything that's important is great. So yeah, that instrument cluster is shit, but everything that's important is great. These brakes are phenomenal. Some of the best feel I've ever had on brakes on any motorcycle, at any price. And the motorcycle has a quick shifter, which is also amazing at the price of this bike. I don't like to use it. I mean, it works, but I'd spent decades learning how to use a clutch, and there is still a little jerk when you pop it into gears with a quick shifter, so I just don't like to use it. But kind of in an emergency situation, like you're in the dirt and you're struggling for balance and you need to downshift, for example, that quick shifter could save your butt. So it's good to have, and I have used it, but as a rule, no. So, let's make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm recording now. This GoPro. Why is everything shit? Why doesn't anything work? I don't get it. How hard is it? But anyway, here's some dirt, and this is the kind of dirt that I'll be taking this on. Woo-hoo-hoo! This This has a Enduro Pro mode or something where you can turn off the ABS on the rear brake so you can skid that rear wheel, but I haven't bothered with it. And like I said, these handlebars are just a little too low, only for standing up. I mean, they're perfect for riding along, but like something like this, you want to stand up. They're not so great at this. I'm pretty hunched over, but you know, I'm 95%, you know, pavement or dirt roads. I'm not doing much stuff like that little cut through. But you know, you may know that KTM owns Husqvarna, and this is basically, or a very similar bike anyway, to the KTM Duke 390. Except this is exactly what I would do to a Duke 390. I would try to turn it into a scrambler, and I would get rid of that awful insectoid angular styling that those KTMs have. But since you can basically call this a KTM, I can tell you, I've never owned a KTM or a Husky before, but boy, I get it. I get it now. This motor is excellent, and this is just their little, you know, 390cc single. I can't imagine what their bigger engines do. So yeah, you know, the motor and motorcycle, that's probably the most important word right there. And this motor's a gem. It's so much fun. So there's a little dirt and a little road for you. Again, I cannot recommend this motorcycle highly enough. I don't care whether you've been riding for 60 years or 6 days. I recommend the Husky Svartpilen 401. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.